Morning and welcome back to Sports Today. So today is a pretty interesting day if you're looking at the ICC World Cup. Why? Because it's one of the first double-header days that you have had in the tournament, and you are in for two pretty exciting matches. Although, if you look at it from the get-go, the first match of the day is not one that, truth be told, will set a lot of pulses racing, because you've got Netherlands versus Sri Lanka. It is, in fact, the battle between the two qualifiers that is taking place in Lucknow. So we have a bit of a toss update for you. The toss has taken place in Lucknow, and it is in fact Netherlands captain Scott Edwards who's won the toss and chosen to bat first. Now, doubters you'd be wondering, generally speaking, the trend is that you look to bowl first in such situations if you've won the toss. And Lucknow doesn't really have the makings of a difficult pitch. If anything, you'd say it's probably one of the most sporting wickets that you have seen at the tournament so far. But according to what Scott Edwards said, he said that the only reason we're looking to bat first is because we do trust our ability to defend scores. And considering what they did against South Africa in the last game, I don't necessarily blame them, because they were very, very good in that match and they won, of course, whilst defending a total that their batters set. For Sri Lanka and Netherlands, by the way, there are no major changes that have been made to the playing 11. So I'll just quickly rattle through the playing 11 for you guys, and then we'll discuss tactics just a tad. So with Netherlands, their playing 11 is, as I said, exactly the same as the last game. So you've got Vikramjit Singh and Max O'Dowd at the top of the order. You've got Colin Ackerman, Bas de Leede, Sybran Engelbrecht, Teja Nidamanru, Scott Edwards, Logan van Beek, Roelof van der Merwe, Aryan Dutt, and Paul van Meekeren. That is their playing 11. And the first thing you notice about their playing 11 at a first glance, batting is very, very deep, because Roelof van der Merwe is the number 9 and we know he can bat. I mean, this is someone who used to bat in the lower middle order for South Africa and even his various franchises. Now he's batting at number 9 for Netherlands, which tells you how much faith they have in the top 8 batters. Of course, that top might have to do a lot better than they did against South Africa, because you'd remember that despite the fact that they went on to win that match, at one point they were pretty much looking like they'd be bundled out for under 200, because their top order just didn't fire. However, the good news was that their lower and middle order did, and then their bowling absolutely were able to defend what was on that particular track a very, very good total. Sri Lanka too, by the way, made no changes whatsoever. So their playing 11 reads as follows. You've got Pathum Nissanka and Kusal Perera at the top of the order. Skipper Kusal Mendes comes in at 3, along with Sadira Samaravikrama at 4. Charat Asalanka and Dhananjay De Silva make up 5 and 6. Then you've got Dusan Hemanta. Actually, they do have a change. Dusan Hemanta, Chameka Karnaratne, Mahish Thikshana, Kasan Rajata, and Dilshan Madhushanka. So there is no Dunit Welalage. They've brought in Dushan Hemanta. That's very, very interesting. Maybe experience or lack thereof is what cost, let's say, Welalage over here. Or maybe it's an injury, because Kusal Mendes was, in fact, talking about the fact that they are dealing with some injury issues right now. When you look at the squad, there's not really major changes there in that regard. Yes, you've gotten a Dusan Hemanta, and of course, Patirana continues to miss out. Rajata and Madhushanka are the main pacers, along with Chameka Karnaratne. So this Sri Lankan team, the main problem with them, if you look at it, see, their batting is deep enough, but the middle and lower middle order just doesn't inspire any confidence. Once you get past a Samara Vikrama, the likes of Asalanka and De Silva, you know they're talented players, but they don't quite do enough to justify that billing, and so they often tend to struggle in tournaments, because their consistency really is an issue. That's the main problem. As for their bowling also, again, one look at it doesn't give you much confidence. Yes, they do have a couple of good spinners there. I mean, there's Thikshana, of course. Someone like Hemanta is also a decent enough operator. But beyond that, the pace attack, yes, Dilshan Madhushanka, Rajata would also doing okay. But again, neither of them are players or bowlers who are going to be putting fear into the hearts of the opposition. So at this point, though, this is a majorly important match, more so for Sri Lanka, because with Netherlands, I know that Netherlands have been saying that, we're here to make it to the semi-finals, and if you aren't, then we shouldn't really be talking about playing in a tournament. But I think making it to the semis for a team like the Netherlands right now might be a bit of a tall task. Sri Lanka, on the other hand, I'd say it's just as tall a task, but you have to remember that Sri Lanka are also one-time world champions, and right now they are the only team in the tournament who have not gotten a win. They've played 3 games, lost a lot, coming into their 4th game, and believe it or not, are actually starting as underdogs in this particular match because Netherlands are coming off a giant killing of South Africa, whereas Sri Lanka, well, they've lost 3 matches and look very, very beleaguered. This is, of course, a rematch of the World Cup qualifiers final, which Sri Lanka, I remind you, had actually won. But at this point, the Netherlands look like a far more rounded team. So, score predictions for a day game, I mean, it's a little tough to call. But I do think that the Netherlands do have the batting capability to not only get about 280 to 90. That's what I think they should be targeting. Might be able to get more considering it's the daytime and maybe the pitch would be a little fresher. But I think anything over 290 would be good because their bowling does have the ability to defend that. And if it spins a little bit, if there is some grip for their spinners, then that's something that could actually help them more in the second innings. And I do think that you are seeing Sri Lanka. This is just my prediction. You guys can let me know how you feel. I think Sri Lanka's winless run continues. You might just see the Dutch make it 2 wins out of the last 2 games. That's the prediction. Stay tuned through the day. We'll be bringing you updates from this as well as the other much bigger game, England versus South Africa, coming up later. Plenty of sporting action coming your way through the day. And of course, you know your destination to catch up with all of that. It is Sports Today. So stay tuned. For now, I'm taking your leave. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you enjoy our work, please don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Don't forget to download the AajTak app and check out the website. And if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos we've done as well. For now, from my side, it's bye-bye.